Hello everyone, welcome to ACCA P6 UK exam tips video. We're finished with our ACCA P6 UK syllabus for the Finance Tech 2017, and as I said that for the final video will be about exam tips. So here you go, that's our exam tips video, and listed down a few points which I was thinking are most important, and from my experience of marking and teaching, I have found these mistakes in the students, and I've found the students finding these difficulties. Right, so first of all, as I listed, it's read the question carefully, which is very, very crucial. Now, the most important thing in P6 is to find the question that what that examiner is actually asking. So they read the question carefully. In most of the time, students find the requirement very, very confusing, that they can't even understand what the examiner is actually asking. So that's why I would say that take your time, do not rush. Just take your time, read the requirement carefully. And although that the questions are very, very huge questions, but divide the question into the small parts. Now the big questions are always, the big scenarios are always divided into small chunks, and the requirements as well. So we have seen in our syllabus that while doing the different questions, that even if it was a 35-mark question, the requirement was divided into A1, A2, A3, then B1, B2, B3, likewise. So examiner is not so cruel, so he divided the requirements into different sections. Right? So read the requirement carefully, what the examiner is asking, and then after reading the requirement, go to the scenario, find that relevant part which is relevant to this requirement, and then answer it. All right? And while reading the question, while reading the scenario, just think about, think outside the box. So think about all the aspects. You are giving a P6 advanced taxation exam. Just think about it. Right? So after that, you are going to be qualified chartered accountant. So of course, the exam paper will be difficult. So it won't be a piece of cake. But you will be thinking from every angle. You are sitting a P6 exam, right? So you're not sitting just income tax portion or the capital gains tax portion, like we were doing the questions in the syllabus. So when you do the practice, of course, you will see the big questions, and where the examiner is incorporating all the different taxes in single question. So that is the basically main difference between F6 and P6. Then in P6, the same question will be asking about capital gains tax, corporation tax, income tax, ethics, professional marks. So there will be different things in the same questions, that's why the candidate has to think about from all the aspects. Why am I giving about this information? What I have to do with that information? What the examiner wants me to do with that information? No information in the question is given for no reason. Of course, the examiner wants to do something about that. So ask yourself, why am I giving this information? All right? The second thing is professional marks are very, very important. As you have seen in almost every professional paper, there are professional marks. And as far as P6 is concerned, these three types of things will be found in your P6 exams. So if you open your BPP exam kit and go to question number 4, the examiner has asked you to prepare the meeting notes for your manager. So how to make the meeting notes? It is given in the question number 4 of your BPP exam kit. All right, so just open your BPP exam kit, question number 4, and the requirement is prepare the meeting notes, and go to the answers and see how to make the meeting notes. All right, so there will be from, to, and something like that. All right, so you'll have to see that how to make the meeting notes. Likewise, for question, if you go to question number 12, it tells you how to prepare a letter. All right, and if you go to question number 41, it will tell you how to write a memo. So you must know that how to write these things in order to score these couple of marks, right? So these are very, very easy. So you just have to write down sometimes date, sometimes from, to, and the tax manager at the end, your firm's address in some cases. So you just have to write down, you just have to prepare yourself how to prepare the meeting notes, how to prepare the letter, and how to prepare the memo. All right? So after you're comfortable with that, you will be easily gaining a couple of marks at least. And professional marks are not just about preparing the meeting notes, letter, and memo. It is also about how you communicate the information to the examiner. How clear is your information? All right. So are you looking at everything which the examiner is asking? All right. So that's what the professional marks are all about, and how organized your answers are. The more organized your answers are, it will be easier for the marker to mark, and of course they will give you professional marks. Now the rest of the marks are not in the hands of a marker. These professional marks are in the hands of the marker, so he can give you whatever he wants. All right. So please make your marker friend by making your answers so nice that he will give you these at least 4 or 5 marks, so that you can get at least these marks which he can give you. And the second thing is ethics. We have seen about ethics anyway. There are very similar questions in the past exam papers when the examiner is asking you what would you do as a tax advisor if the client is playing up with the rules. So there is a standard answer I've told you in one of the videos. Of course, AccountancyTube lecture notes are very, very important. I can't emphasize enough. These are very short notes but very comprehensive, and more than enough to score you 80+ marks if you're comfortable with the AccountancyTube lecture notes, if you know everything on the fingertips, because theory is very, very important. I've listed somewhere here as well. Yeah, theory is the key to success. So if you are comfortable with AccountancyTube lecture note theory, you know everything about the lecture notes, and you know everything on the fingertips, then you are fine. You can easily pass the exam. All right. So that's why lecture notes are very, very important. Of course, the video lecture, you have already seen that, I assume. Now, whenever you see in the requirement word "and," it means that there are 2 different things which the examiner wants you to do. Now, students often miss this word "and," I have seen in many exam reports that examiner says whenever I ask 2 things to do in the same question, I often emphasize on one requirement and often ignore the other one. So that's why whenever you see the word "and," just circle it, so that it will be in your mind that I have to do 2 different things, and likewise the marks will be divided as well. All right. So just mark the word "and" in the requirements, so that you will be keeping your mind on both of them, and you can divide the marks as well. You know how much time I have to give to that part and how much time I have to give to that part, right? And of course, at this level, you know that 3 hours and 15 minutes is your exam time. So you must not run out of your time. So after starting the question, if say for example, if you need 60 minutes for a question, then you must write down 60 minutes, and you just keep looking at your watch that how much time I'm left with. So whenever you are running out of your time in say for example question 1, just move on to question 2, even though you know some points from the question 1. Just come back later to it if there is any time left. Now, the research says that the first few minutes, first 10 to 15 minutes spent by a candidate on answering a question, they can gain maximum marks which they can. The other minutes, the more time they spend on the same question, they will be just wasting the time. They might be writing the same ideas, so it is better to move on to the next question, because it is easier to get the easiest marks in the next question in the first few minutes. The rest of the questions you will be getting less marks. All right. So it's so obvious, whenever you start a question, you will of course write down the easier things first, so that you can easily secure the marks. Now, which questions you must do in the exam first, it is totally up to you. I do not say anything, and because of the change in the format as well, so all the questions are compulsory anyway. So whichever question you want to do, you can do whichever question you want. You can start from question 1 as well. It's not a problem. All right, but do not panic by looking at the question 1. Some students say, examiner often make the first question look very horrible. It's not like that. All questions are horrible if you haven't studied well, and if you studied well, all questions are fine. All right, so it's not like that. The second question will be easy and the first question will be the worst one. So just read the requirement, divide the requirement into different sections, and they just start answering it. Right, so then it says the question practice. Of course, the question practice is vital. We have done a lot of questions during our video lectures, and at the bottom of this video on this AccountancyTube website, if you're watching this lecture on AccountancyTube website, just at the bottom of this video, there is a list of questions which I found are important for you to attempt. Now, it does not mean that examiner can examine such questions in the exam. Of course, it does not mean that. But the questions which I've listed down, it examines almost every exam area from the syllabus perspective. All right, so that's why I want you to do them questions, and most of the questions will be the ones which we have already done. Anyways, the next one is the theory is the key to success. We have discussed that, and I can't emphasize on that because it is not F6 exam. P6 exam is totally different than F6, although most of the knowledge is same, but the approach is totally different. An examiner states that students often think that it is the same knowledge which we have brought forward from F6, although we were forgotten by now, but you know, it's almost the same knowledge. So that's why they approach it like they've approached F6. So it's not like that. It is a P6 exam, and you should change your approach as well. Theory is the key to success in this exam. So you must give you must give a good attention to this theory. You must know the rules, right? And finally, a mock exam. AccountancyTube.com offers mock exam with the feedback. So you will have to register for mock exam, and mock exam will be sent out to you, and it won't be a Kaplan, BPP or LSPF or any other exam which will be sent out to you. It will be a compiled mock exam from the past exam papers which will be sent out to you, and then you will have to attempt it under exam conditions of 3 hours and 15 minutes, and after attempting it, send out to us, and then myself and other teammates will mark them and will give you a personal feedback on every question which you have attempted. Which mistakes have you done? How can you improve them? It's very, very good if you want to register that. However, it does not mean that if you haven't attempted the mock exam you can't pass it. You can definitely pass it after watching our video lectures and these following these tips and doing the practice from the BPP exam kit. All right. However, if you want to enhance your chances of passing this exam, then I would encourage that you must register for mock exam as well. So that's it for this video lecture, and I will see you in the, I don't know, I will see you next year, I hope, or I will see you in the next any other exam. So please make sure that you share our website among your friends and other mates as well, and especially students who have watched all the video lectures. Regardless of your actual result, please make sure you drop me an email with your actual result. What happened to your result? Doesn't matter if you even if you do not pass even if you do not pass your exam, still drop me an email so we can discuss it, that where did you went wrong and how to improve it. I'll try and help you, but hopefully you will pass it, so you will not have to bother about that. And if you have passed it, please drop me an email to let me know. It would be great to know that you have passed the exam. All right, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, so that's where the new videos, whenever they are uploaded, you will find them, and like our Facebook page as well, and just keep sharing our website with your friends, and good luck to you, and I hope that you will nail it. I will see you I hope I will not see you next time in this paper. Goodbye.